It's Issuenight Issues. Where? And Tony and Jay.
Hold up, hold them up there. Hold up.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Issuenight. If you've never seen this show, we talk about important and serious issues of the day. Spend a lot of time just trying to prepare and get important, pertinent, and even public service announcements to you. So why don't we, before we start, we're not going to do that today. So never mind. But we are on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please join us for the live chat. There is a subscribe button. It'd be great if we get one or two, maybe one of those today. That would be great.
I see no one in the chat. You said you're bringing two people along to watch.
Probably confirm.
Well, Anna already commented
late, that we're running late. What? I don't see it. I don't see the chat.
Are you sure we're playing? Because it's not showing up yet.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it says we are. It says stop streaming. Right now, I'm looking at it. It says stop streaming, stop recording. That tells me we're streaming.
That possibly could say that, but
can someone chat say hi? I'm gonna say hi.
Yeah. So
hi. I don't see it.
Right.
You've got two.
I can check.
Oh, you got two for today.
What does that mean?
Okay. So we are.
Oh, there it is.
What?
There are two. There are two streams today.
Why?
Okay.
I don't know.
Wait, I'm streaming twice. I think we were streaming before. Oh
yeah.
No.
Okay.
That's where our comments are.
I have the upcoming, but
wait, I don't know where we're streaming.
Well, we're streaming in one, not the other.
Okay.
All right.
Well, if you're in the non-streaming one, if you can move over to the streaming one, that would be great, even though you can't hear this. And if you're in the streaming one, you've just joined us for Issuenight. Why don't we get on? We actually have a full show today. Why don't we get on to our first set of issues, which
do it, Jay.
Yeah, is actually what we like to call viewer mail.
Issues. Viewer.
So I actually have someone mailed in a letter. Wasn't emailed. Someone mailed this in, so I just want to read it, and we need to discuss this. So let's get right to it. Dear Issuenight guys, I was happy to hear you address Toad's depression. So we talked about Frog and Frog wasn't feeling good, or Toad wasn't feeling good. Frog helped him out. He says the depression's been around for a long time. No one seemed to take notice. Only Frog noticed, and his response was very lame. I think he mailed him a letter. He gave it to a slug. We're still trying to figure that out. But I would like to bring attention to another major problem for toads, road safety. Why hasn't anyone noticed the millions of toads who die on the road daily? The untold amount of suffering caused by toad fatalities is immense. Each toad has hundreds, if not thousands, of siblings, and they have feelings. There's mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, all with broken hearts, perhaps literally. Sometimes the death is not instantaneously, but drawn out. Someone needs to step in and teach these poor toads basic training, traffic safety. I'm not for government intervention, but it has reached a critical point. Interesting. This is anonymous. This person clearly did not feel
What's
comfortable.
What's that mean, Jay, anonymous?
It's probably his last name, but I see this a lot, and I only see one name, right, Tony?
Yeah, it's kind of like John Doe. If you're, we don't know who you are.
Okay.
So his name's John?
John Anonymous, apparently.
Okay. That, if you're putting video game credits up, what do you put? Do you put J.A. Tony?
Your initials,
or do you put
J.A., right?
Okay.
Unless there's a middle name.
Okay. So why don't we get, we actually have a picture. I don't know if Mike, if we're able to get this up.
Maybe.
There's,
okay,
I'm going to click it. All right, there we go.
Why so small, Jay?
So this is, again, people are talking about toad safety. He's talking about toad safety. There's toads crossing the road. I've never seen one, but then again, when I drive, I tend to go faster, and I can't see like bugs or butterflies, squirrels, sometimes people.
Jay, this is actually a famous picture. It's I believe it's the Beatles album.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he is in the crosswalk, so this one must have got the memo. from the Beatles.
He's actually like my son. My 5-year-old likes to skip he likes to step on the lines, but not in between.
Yeah, like an elf.
Like an elf.
That's a movie.
On the lines.
Okay, so maybe this is part of the problem. Like they set up a safety crosswalk for this toad,
Right.
but the toad is not trying to step on the line, or he's trying to step on the line. Is that a problem? Should he not be, stepping on the line?
He obviously took the 5-hour safety course, right?
He's not wearing a respirator though.
Right.
Well, that's instructor led, right? So it should be it's a
In
pretty good
person,
course.
yeah. I mean, in Frogger.
Okay.
So, if he wasn't supposed to be on the line, I think he would have been told that in the class.
Well, wouldn't that imply he has 3 lives at least then?
3 lives?
If it's Frogger?
He has 3 lives, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's valid.
And he'll also get the credit, the insurance credit
course
for
credit?
taking the class.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance credit, so that's good.
How long does it last? 3 years? To take
I
it
think
again?
it's 3 years.
Till
isn't
restart?
it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, so this is maybe the problem.
Depends on which one he took.
Tony,
If he took it from the American Frog Association, it might only be 2 years.
But he's a toad. Could that pose a
Well,
challenge?
American Toad Association is 3 years.
But the Frog Association is 5 years.
2.
2
3.
years.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
okay, well,
I mean, I know he's a safety. I know Tony's a safety expert. And Pearl, are you an expert in anything or?
Frogs. And
Okay.
toads.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, was I?
I'm going to say that's a no, but so the toad, maybe Tone, is that the problem that they're showing him the Frogger game, and the toad's thinking, shoot, this is going to be hard. I only have 3 lives. I can't do this. I'm just going to sit in the road and make the inevitable happen.
Yeah, I mean, you watch that game, and they use it as part of the training. It's kind of scary. So, I mean, maybe he's paralyzed with fear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this isn't what they told me in class was going to be like, kind of thing. I mean, classroom's one thing, but once you get out there in reality,
Is that like the military? Chains. They're boom boom. Like video games, and right.
Not
And now the Frogger. Is it a game you train? Do the frogs train on the game and then they're in real life, or are they controlled by a controller? Or what are we talking about here?
no, that's the training. They watch and play the game, and then they have to go out and do it.
It's gamification. That's all the rage in corporate America, right?
What is it?
Gamification.
Yeah.
But Mike, you bring up a good point, because if we can control the frogs, maybe that's the solution. Maybe there needs to be some device implanted, maybe like right between the eyes. We can inject inject a chip that kind of controls how the frog moves, like not too far in, because then it may kill it.
Just enough to, on your chair's on the edge and you're about to tip over, and just about that, just before you tip over, that kind of a pain threshold.
Yes. So if we can control the frogs and get maybe kids who are good at Frogger, perhaps we can get these, Pearl, right? I mean, maybe more frogs would make it across. I mean, you played Frogger, right?
Possibly.
I mean,
Well, we do have a comment too that says the toad should get a video game like Frog. I'm assuming Frogger called Toader. So that might be much more efficient.
Yeah,
that
I
would
mean,
make
if
more
he's
sense.
a
That's putting on a
toad and
serious
he's
issue.
watching a game called Frogger, he might not be paying attention, thinking he's waiting for the Toader game.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey Tony, you got M&Ms there. Like, am I allowed to have those?
Sure.
that like-
We'll interrupt this for a brief.
I'm sorry. I think they've been staring at me for the whole.
So the question is, peanut or regular? We'll do a little
I
poll.
don't care. I'm regular. I mean, peanut, please.
Peanut, okay. Pearl.
If
What do you-
he takes
what do you
peanut,
think?
I'll take the regular.
Well, no, it's a vote. It's,
Oh,
yeah.
We don't get to eat
Me too?
them. I
You
brought
do.
no food today. We were like, guys, we were seriously low. The first couple weeks, I had so much food here. I had all those chips and stuff. I had Jenny Cream Ale here.
yeah,
I don't even drink beer.
we don't endorse.
Say-
When we're done
No,
with
we
the
don't endorse
survey,
drinking
we
at
can
Say
eat the.
say what you want about
Yeah,
taste,
yeah.
though. The peanut M&Ms are just they have no shape, right? M&Ms are all. How is it that the plain M&Ms always look the exact same? They're like perfect. They have a perfect M and the
Those
perfect
are
circle,
nuts.
and the M&Ms are just
Those are nuts.
nuts.
And those.
Or not.
But you can still make it into a nice shape. Like the Reese's peanut butter cup is always in a perfect shape.
Are you going to vote?
I'll vote
Yeah.
for the regular.
Are you going to put it
Regular?
to pull
Okay.
up? You gonna
So
do
it's a
poll?
tie between
Sure.
for Jay.
How do you do it?
I don't know.
Oh.
All right.
Jay?
All right, whatever's left over.
Okay.
Well,
I vote
sure.
peanuts.
If you like peanut, put 1 in the chat. If you like regular, put 2 in the
jeez.
chat, or just say what you want.
Okay.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Tony. I'm sorry, Jay. I just want that M&M's.
It's all right.
Peanut M&M's. What do you want to do? What are you doing, Jay?
We're going to get to the
Good.
next issue.
Waiting for the
Do it.
frog to vote.
Okay. So if you just joined us, you're watching Issuenight. Why don't we get on to our next set of issues, which we like to call public service announcements. Tony, what's our public service announcement today?
Oh, I don't know. I'm typing. Oh, that's me. Very important public service announcement. There's been a recall. This is a recall issue. Apparently, there's been some malfunctions with one of the models of the replicator, the replicators. So if you've got a replicator in your kitchen, especially if you order Earl Grey tea, a lot of times the teas coming back over caffeinated, and with bad results. Higher heart palpitations and poor decision making when under fire and that type of thing.
Tony, does the same rules apply to a replicator with a microwave? Like, for example, don't put eggs in the microwave. Ever do that? Put an egg in the microwave? Don't do it. Just don't do it. And then metal, same thing. Replicators, can you have certain things? Is it the same rules?
Well, I don't think so. You're not supposed to put anything in the replicator because it just takes energy and makes things out of nothing by the looks of it. So yeah, if you put anything in the replicator, it's probably going to throw it off.
All right, so
But you're replicating stuff, right? That's what a replicator does. A reply, or is it a reply? Is it a replier? Replicator. Well, I don't know what that means.
I don't know how it works. Does anybody know? I mean, I assume it like you program it for something, and when you say Earl Grey hot,
Tea, stir, Earl Grey.
yeah, then it runs through its subroutines and comes up with something.
these are a little new to me, so I'm wondering if I have the same thing. Like I have a box of cookies, and I'll take one out, and then if I want another one, I'll pull another one out, and it's the same exact.
Jay, that would be like when you have something and then you do something later. That's not replicator. That's like taking a cookie. If you take a cookie and then you take another cookie out, that's not replicating. That's doing something twice.
Yeah, that's a repeater.
That's a repeater.
Repeater. Yeah.
So
Later.
where's the machinery that creates another cookie when I reach?
Well, that would be a production line, Jay. Where you make a cookie. We're talking about something different, I think, Tony, right? Replicating.
Well, I mean, you could hook up a repeater to the replicator and keep getting more of the same.
You'd be making more replicators. If you replicate a replicator, wouldn't you be making more replicators?
No,
Somebody
I
just
mean, if
asked
you
that.
replicate the cookie that was... If you repeat the cookie that was replicated.
Can you
Cookieception.
repeat that? What?
Cookieception.
These are good, Tony. Thank you.
All right, why
yeah.
can't though?
M&Ms.
I'll trade you.
All right, why can't
got a
I
lot.
just go and print a cookie? Why can't I do that?
You
Why-
mean like on a printer, Jay?
Yeah.
Not the same thing. I mean, you will not taste anything paper with ink. I mean, it's not the same thing. It's similar, but different entirely.
What does Jackson say?
What?
Jackson Dynamite. Can you put the replicator in replicator? Is that what we were talking
Yeah,
about?
we just talked about that.
Okay. Make sure we got.
Yeah.
You can do that. I don't know how big are these things, Tony.
Well, it's like the size of a small microwave, right? At least the ones I've seen on the documentaries.
Right, but I mean, they make all sorts of food. They make lobster. I mean, how much? As big as that?
Well,
bread
whatever
box?
it's programmed for. So, yeah, I mean, if you make a Thanksgiving turkey, it might not fit. So you'd have to get it in pieces, I guess. So turkey leg, turkey thigh,
Turkey, elbow,
toenails,
I don't know.
elbow,
That's
yeah.
gross. Yeah. So what's the deal? What's the problem with replicators? I don't understand. What's the issue?
Well, I mean, they're great. I mean, we all have them, but if they malfunction, I mean, have you ever had one malfunction? Did you ever order something and it came out wrong?
I don't have one. I have a microwave that doesn't work. I mean, I don't have a replicator. Do you have one, Jay?
I mean, well, again, like if I reach into the box of cookies, sometimes it's broken. So I'm figuring something went wrong with this box. You know, whatever machinery is in there. You know,
Not the same thing, Jay. I mean, you have a cookie, and then you have another cookie. Again, I don't know we need to revisit this or go over it, but not the same
What
thing,
if-
really.
Yeah.
Why don't
Well,
everyone just use this for cash? Why
Use-
would anyone
use what
use this
for
for
cash?
anything else other for cash? A replicator.
I don't think it lets you. I mean, I think there's limitations.
Yeah, I think
not
it's
allowed.
programmed for food containers,
It's got safeguards on it.
But I can
drinks.
unprogram it.
cups.
Good.
Apparently, I in the chat said these peanut M&Ms are delicious. They are.
Everyone's going to buy peanut M&Ms right now. Everyone's like, please, in the chat room, who went and got chocolate when I
All right,
started
so
eating
Pearl,
this?
like we're supposed to be talking about replicators. You're like typing in like something about peanut M&Ms. We don't.
That might be the version of me that I put in the replicator earlier. I do have one,
Oh.
and it's running my YouTube account.
Okay, just
You did just get married, though, didn't you, recently?
Yes. I haven't seen my wife ever, but my replicated version of me has. So,
just pay attention
helpful.
next time. So,
What's
all right.
mine
So
do?
we have a number of comments here coming in late to the conversation. But if I put, is that 2 slices of bacon, and a replicator comes out a few minutes later? Is there a popcorn button like a microwave?
You mean there's different settings for the replicator?
Well,
like
he's
presets.
he's putting things into the replicator. Aren't you just supposed to ask Tony?
yeah.
Yeah, no. We started out by saying you shouldn't put anything in the replicator. You just
you
take
can
things
program
out.
it.
Yeah, but when you replicate something, you take something and replicate it.
Yeah.
Unlike James
Well,
Cookie example.
Maybe it's a misnomer. Either there was a
Yeah.
first Earl Grey hot that they replicated
Earl
that
Grey hot stud.
gets replicated over and over and over again, or it's just a misnomer and it's a maker, just not a replicate.
You know
maker.
what? He might have something they call microwave. We put the bacon in, and you hit the popcorn button. And as far as I know, like as much as you want, like bacon and popcorn, you just still get bacon.
Always.
No.
Would you rather have?
Does the bacon pop though, or what's it doing you
Bacon?
on the popcorn button? Yeah, popcorn setting.
There's no popcorn setting in the replicator. I mean, you just ask for food and they give it to you.
All right. Well, Jackson Dynamite's like, how do you shut this thing off? So he has a replicator in front of him. He clearly doesn't really know how to use it. He's having a problem. So we don't take the liability here. Just call 911. Let
Well,
them help you.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's being recalled. Probably. I mean that's not the Earl Grey caffeine isn't the only problem. There's other recall. I think model 45 and 3695A4, both those models have been recalled.
All right. If you just joined us, you're watching Issuenight. We talk about important, serious issues of the day, including this public service announcement. Now we're going to switch gears and we're going to get to our song review. So sometimes we do book reviews, other times we do song reviews. I don't know, we may review.
All right,
a
wait, real
review.
quick, Dave.
What?
First song comes to your mind. Sing it. Go.
Did you ask me a question? I
Sing
haven't-
a song. Quick. Go.
We're doing, what is it called? Let's do it.
Run,
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 Rudolph.
Rudolph.
I was just say sing a song. Song.
We're,
First song
we're
in your
doing
mind.
it. We're trying to do it.
I know, but
right,
just sing
ready?
a song.
Yeah.
Sing it.
Run,
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 Rudolph,
Rudolph.
Santa's
Something
gun
until-
coming tonight. They're over. Yeah, so
I don't know that song.
that's the song we're going to review. It's Run, Run, Rudolph, and something about Santa. I don't know. We have the lyrics. So
Santa has to make it to in town.
We got the
Tell
words
him
there?
he can
We
take
do.
the freeway
Help me out.
down, reeling like a
that.
merry-go-round.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So thank you. Sorry.
Doesn't work. Off to the side.
All right, so the first one, okay, out of all the reindeers, you know you are the mastermind. Not sure, is that Pearl? I mean, you know about robotics. Is that what we're talking about? Are we talking about the robot reindeer that you see on the lawns?
I think it's referring to him being at the front of the other reindeer or the other robots.
How did that happen?
Well, I mean, it could be. I think the way that Santa system works is that they're machine learning engines that are built in all the deer, and so the main deer that's ingesting most of the data for the other replicated ML's engine deer that were put in the replicator, probably programmed in, it's probably Rudolph. So that would make the most.
So he
logistic
was the
sense.
model. They took his DNA and replicated him.
Right, and he's
And-
got
and
the
it-
LED capabilities in the front, so that way Santa
okay.
can see forward. Right.
That's probably like every time there's a new rendition, you lose some data. So that must have been the first to go was the LED data probably
Exactly.
got misplaced.
I think it's all cloud hosted too, which is pretty advanced.
Okay.
So maybe the data was in China or
There's some
somewhere.
cloud computing there. No, I mean it could be based in the U.S.
Yeah.
or the North Pole, which would make more
Oh,
sense too.
well, that would explain the delay, getting all the way up
Yeah.
there and back.
They're not using edge locations, right?
Mike, what were you going to say?
Actually, I was wondering where we are, like in the song, like.
We actually just did the
First-
first line.
first
Okay, so
sentence, yeah.
out. Okay, so out of the reindeer, you know, you're the mastermind. Run, Rudolph, Randolph. Randolph ain't so far. So
Yeah, now it's Randolph.
Yeah, no, it's Randolph's just.
that like
it's-
Gandalf?
It's like an hour down.
Oh.
An
I
hour
thought it was
from here,
Rudolph's
Randolph.
oh, it's a city.
Yeah, town.
Run, Rudolph. Santa's gotta make it to town. Santa, make him hurry. Tell him he can take the freeway down. He can take the freeway down. Is he actually taking a freeway down? What's he doing? Taking it down?
Well, you don't want to take the toll route, so you take the freeway.
No, isn't he like
Yeah.
taking it down?
His
Take
sleigh
down
is a
the freeway.
licensed vehicle.
Well, it wasn't elevated before.
Oh,
All right. I'm still confused.
the-
Is this
like
the
the-
mechanical deer?
which I don't know. Where's the mechanical deal?
Well, the deer that's on the lawns that go up and down, and they sometimes they get frozen, so they're
Oh, yeah.
stuck down.
Right.
And then kids
I gotta fix
come and they play with them, and then they make their heads kind of spin in awkward positions. Mm-hmm. Kids, we tell you not to do that. No, I don't want to get involved in that.
Is
But
that a reindeer?
It's
all right.
dog deer.
Anna points out again. There's in New York, like if this Rudolph is going out, it's a throughway. It's not a freeway, and there are tolls. Tony, what are the tolls for this thing, this type of event?
Well,
that's
it's
going
by.
on?
I think it's by axle.
Okay.
So how many axles does Santa's sleigh have?
There's two.
Well, there's none because it's a sleigh.
None. Oh. Well, then maybe it doesn't cost.
Aren't there axles in the robots?
No, it always costs in New York. Like they're gonna charge you.
Yeah.
They gotta just figure out that
Maybe-
maybe you're.
By runner. Is that what they called the?
I think you're a
sleigh runner
UV,
things.
like an unusual vehicle.
Oh, specialty.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time zooming into this.
All right, let's
Thank
keep
you.
going.
Charged by hoof,
Said
maybe.
Santa
Sorry.
to a boy child,
There.
"What are you longing for?" And I guess the kid responds, "All I want for Christmas is a rock and roll electric guitar." I don't know. I mean, it's maybe he's trying to say electric guitar, or maybe he just
Electric.
doesn't know. Maybe where he's
Lecture.
from is electric not using electricity, Tony, and
Might be solar powered, right?
okay.
Solar guitar.
But how would that guitar function? Because you got to put it in the sun.
Yeah.
Well, you
For how
put
long?
it during the day. You play it at
You
night.
charge it,
Right.
right?
Because I mean, it's Christmas time, and the Santa.
Yeah, you
Okay.
definitely
Like
want to
that
be
night,
all
right?
play it
So
at night.
on the sleigh, there must be somewhere you have to charge this thing. If it's a solar one,
Well, I mean, he's got to charge it during the day, during the part of the
Yeah.
North Pole that when they get sun.
It's an electric vehicle. I mean, it's robotic deer.
The infrastructure's not there, though. You know, the recharging structure's not there. You know, our grid is not set up for this. I mean, there's not a charging station around. I mean, it flies really fast. You can get about 10 seconds on a charge, and
well, they got to charge.
North
They got to
Pole.
get away from the North Pole because around Christmas, right? I mean, it's not. Is it dark there? And do they have? Is that Aurora Borealis? Is that going to provide enough light to power that electric guitar?
I don't know. Or the sleigh. That's a good question. Maybe they. I think they make those first, Jay, like the day after Christmas when they start the next year,
Yeah.
and then in the spring when the sun comes out, they set them out, and then they charge all spring, all summer.
This kid's not getting his guitar until spring. Is this an IOU?
Well, no,
in his?
it'd be for next year. So you charge it all summer, right? And then next year, when he delivers it to the new kids, then it's ready to go. It's got
So
lots
if my
of charge.
kid asks for it, he's got to wait 2 years for this. I mean, he's got to wait for the dumb thing to charge. I mean, why does he have to wait? Why is my kid not going to have his electric guitar?
No, I think they do like artificial intelligence, and they predict how many to make. I think that's probably how it works.
What if they run up? What if they're back ordered? Right? What do
well,
we do
then
about that?
Then that is a problem.
That's a broader supply and demand issue. That's not part of the song, I don't think.
Yeah, the song really doesn't. You're right. It doesn't address that.
Can I say something?
At least not yet.
This is basically an acid trip. I mean, the guy is like, what are you long for? What electric guitar? And then Way went Rudolph whizzing like a shooting star. I mean, this is like, I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense. I don't understand.
Okay, so you're saying even though there's absolutely no mention of an illicit drug, there are talking about drugs here. Is that what you're saying?
Shooting star, whizzing,
Well,
whizzing. That's definitely a druggy word. Whizzing.
Well, that can mean other things too,
Oh.
So, but
Yeah, I'm thinking he's
Whizzing.
talking about shooting stars. Myself,
It's possible.
because he's in the North Pole and there's lots of
You do see him
open
better.
There's
sky.
more. You're closer to the stars than the North Pole. Is that
Closer.
true?
I think you must be because you're north.
You're north. Closer to the North Star, at least.
Yeah, and the star is associated with the North Star.
Polaris. Is that the same
Okay.
thing? Polaris.
Polaris was a movie.
I thought it was
No, that's the opposite of singular. That's plural.
I think
That's
it was
Polaris.
a
Polaris.
snowmobile.
Polaris Express.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to skip down a little bit because it
Yeah, let's get
says
to the
what.
refrain.
There, mom.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Oh,
See, we got to figure out how to
there we
zoom
go.
in. I don't like this.
Well, hold on. Before that, it says Santa said to a girl child. So Anna asked, "What about the girls?" Here it is. He says to the girl child, "What do you want most to get? A baby doll that can cry, sleep, drink, and wet."
Oh,
I have a couple kids that do
that's
that.
the whizzing thing again.
Yeah, I think this girl's asking for a real child. I don't think she's qualified for a real child, right? I mean, if it's gonna wet itself, that's not a doll, right?
That's just
I mean,
a person.
people do want dolls that wet themselves. I don't get the. I mean, again, I have
No.
children that do that.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
kind of funny. You want people who don't wet themselves, but you want dolls that do.
right. Strange.
Yeah.
All right, so you have to pay extra for a doll that wets itself. Like there's
You don't have to
gonna
pay
be a-
extra. You just have to pay for it. I mean, it's not like the wet ones. They don't. I mean, I don't know how.
Yeah, but
Well,
I'm
it's
gonna have a puddle
Yeah.
on my floor. I mean, this puddle is got different nitrates
just water,
and
Jay.
chemicals.
It's water. You
And
put the water in
and
the
is
doll.
my floor gonna have a spot on it because
only if the kid puts Kool-Aid in it in the doll.
Okay, and that happens. We know that happens.
It has happened.
And now you've got a slip hazard. You've got sticky Kool-Aid substance.
Is this ultra electric? What powers the doll?
Electric Kool-Aid.
Well, I don't know. It's whizzing.
Okay.
So I don't. Look at there. It says
All right, it's whizzing like a saber. Now we're talking about
Saber Jet. Now
why are we talking
that's
about the hockey
misspelled.
team?
Clearly, that's misspelled.
Yeah.
Because look at my shirt here.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
S-A-B-R-E-S, Sabrez. If you have a problem,
yeah,
type
it's
Sabrez. But that's a Saber Jet. Jake.
Okay, so I don't know why we're bringing in hockey here. The girl wanted a doll, and now I don't know who wrote this, but now is talking about the Buffalo Sabres, which are owned locally here in Buffalo, and it's
They could
I
be
don't-
doing better than
Against the New York Jets, I think. That's where Saber and Jet.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Which
one of
is an
those
interesting
cross,
mixup. Or the Winnipeg
league
Jets.
game, special
see.
cross league game thing that they're
All right.
doing.
All right, so here's lastly, it ends with the run Rudolph making it down back on a freeway. Hurry, I'm telling me, can make it to the freeway. Run Rudolph. I'm reeling like a merry-go-round.
I thought the free was taken down, so I'm not sure. They said it was taken down earlier. I'm not sure.
That's
And,
what they want to do with the Skyway,
right.
right? Take it down to
guess
the
so.
ground. Okay.
Like a merry-go-round. Rudolph, I'm reeling like a merry. I mean, this is clearly not proper prose. I mean, this is not a rhyme I'd want my kids to learn.
Yeah, I don't know who read it. Mike, maybe it's not illicit drugs, but maybe they're just this guy over medicated himself. It says
I just say no. I mean, that's what Ronald Reagan said.
or
Just
get a pill box like that separates the pills and by the day, so make sure that way you don't take too many.
I wouldn't take
you don't
any
take too
illicit
few.
drugs at all.
It might have he might have had that replicator that got recalled and ordered Earl Grey and just was over caffeinated.
I like Earl Grey tea, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
What's going on, Jay?
Let's see. How did we go through everything?
We did. I think
we
we're
did
done.
go through everything.
Well,
okay. So,
yeah,
I thought we were
Just
doing
wa-
self-service.
we'll do that next show.
yeah, I guess we'll have to do it next show.
Yeah, kinda.
Thank you once again for joining us for another edition of Issuenight.
All right, that was our first show. That's it. Stop. Cut. Edit there. Upload. Haven't done that yet.
Oh,
But that's okay. So yeah, it's interesting. Just different. You know, I don't know. You guys came up with all the issues. I wasn't really sure what was going on.
There's some important issues
Those are
that we
some
covered. I
tricky
mean,
issues.
we had to make
Those are
room
gone.
for how important they were.
We
so
did. So this, yes.
Yeah, we'll have to move some of those issues to the second show
Right.
that we didn't get to.
Anybody have any suggestions out there? Chat world, YouTube world. Any issues you want to talk about? Put them up now. We'll change the show because I don't know. I was a little off today. It's been a couple weeks since we were been doing issue night.
it's been like 3 weeks. So
Yeah, and I didn't
yeah.
play any issues shows. Usually I do that.
Someone in the chat referred to me as a professional golfer,
Yeah.
best golfer I know, and I'm not. I think that's like the most inaccurate thing we've ever heard on issue night. I'm a horrible golfer,
No.
but I appreciate the compliment.
Is that your wife or?
No, it's Jake.
Oh,
My wife knows I'm not good at golf.
You already thanked him on the chat, by the way.
Did I?
Yeah.
JJ.
thank
So
God.
what do we have so far? Can we do that last issue you're supposed to do first?
What we have
Killer?
the viewer Q&A, and then we can do it after that. So
Okay.
there'll
sure.
be
So
viewer
second?
Q&A. There'll be law enforcement issues. There'll be a bubble hockey issue.
Where is that?
Yeah. So
Wait, I don't see where my issues are. I'm supposed to read. I'm a little lost.
excuse
here.
me.
Oh, I got it.
Pardon me. Gosh. Everyone who's out there chatting in, thank you. That's it's incredibly helpful when we run out of things to say. So we just want to thank you for that. So
All right, so we're about to go. Jay's just fixing some things. He's looking for some photos. What are you looking there, Jay?
I just want to
Bubble
put
hockey
in
players there?
auto
Ooh, sorry about that.
ticket machine. Okay.
How you feeling? Good.
I hope my chewing is getting caught.
It is. We're
With
running out of food.
beautiful-
I just have a little thing of. Sorry, Jay, you brought these. I ate most of them.
Oh, sorry.
Shout out to the pals back at home. And
So we're gonna do another show. We got
Brian.
Who? Huh?
Oh, I'm shouting out Bill, Colleen, Brian, new audience members.
We got new ones.
Yeah, if they are in the chat, say hi.
Yeah, like
Bill,
the
Brian,
heart
and Colin.
thing a couple times.
Heart thing, subscribe.
Do we know them?
Do you have to be
Maybe.
have a prescription to
Prescription?
do what you have?
No, it's free. It's easy.
No, I think you need like a
script from a doctor?
something.
Anna says I chew very loud, which, yes, she says normally when I'm
That
with
might
her
be
in
me.
person, but also, yes, I hope the mic is
Yeah.
catching it.
No, yeah. Are we level wise good, everybody out there?
We got the Arms of the Father in. Hi.
Emily wants to talk about Sriracha shortage.
Sriracha?
What's that?
Sriracha?
Yeah.
Sriracha storage.
Was he a terrorist? No,
Yeah,
Sriracha.
he's on the watch list.
Isn't that a
Oh, Arms of the Father wants a shout out.
Arms of the Father.
no Sriracha? Isn't that drink? That wacky drink they have now?
Kombucha.
Sriracha.
Jambuka.
Oh, kombachi.
No, sriracha
Kombachi.
is like that's a Korean hot sauce, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. We have it.
You ready, Jay?
Yeah, I think we're ready.
All right, so we're gonna start next show. Stand by. We're just gonna start. We're just gonna start like that. We're just gonna start. Not yet. Go on.
Sorry.
Ready?
Okay. All right.
Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
It's a showtime! Like it was! Jay, thank you for joining us for another edition of Issue Night. We talk about important, serious issues of the day. Sometimes we'll review what needs to be reviewed. We'll do public service announcements. Thank you for everyone joining us live on the chat on YouTube. And I guess they have this thing called subscribe. So if you see that button, please hit it. Tony, do we have any surveys or anything like that, or no?
Not quite viewer mail, but we've got some viewer questions and answers.
Okay,
Well,
so
questions.
Sorry, I put
have
this
to-
up prematurely, but viewer questions
Q&A.
and
That's
answers.
right.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
All right.
Excellent.
Go ahead.
So this is under the food and agricultural category. The first question we got from Kiara, age 10, is what are the red things inside of olives?
All right. What olives are we talking about?
So we got olives,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got little red things inside. And she wants to know, what are they?
That's the
I don't
war-
see anything in black olives. There's nothing in black olives.
A whole. Okay.
Yeah, no, these are the greener olives, Mike. They taste better. Not sure why people eat black olives, but anyways, in the green jar with the green olives, there's a red thing
What
in
is
there.
it? What is it?
It's
It's a
war-
red thingy.
No, it's a warning label
Oh.
that says "Do not eat." This red warning label.
Oh, it's like
So-
on the mattresses. You have the label you're not supposed to remove. It's like that.
Correct. It's like that. It's like don't remove it, but
Consumer
don't eat
only.
it. So you have to try to eat around it.
Okay.
And then you have to take it out. But Tony, there's a safety issue here, right? I mean, do you let this touch your tongue if you're not supposed to eat it?
Yeah.
Is that the same as eating it?
Well, it's also you're eating with your fingers in your mouth, so that could be dangerous.
But how do you eat something where you're not supposed to remove it, but you're allowed to eat everything else around it? How do you eat around it and leave it without touching it?
I mean, I don't know. These things are from Greece, and that's how these people do it there, and that might explain other things in that country, but,
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico.
So, yeah, I mean, you need training, maybe I'm thinking like a skewer, a shish kebab skewer. If you put them on there, then you can eat around them.
Isn't that what the stick is for? You can like kind of cut around it a little bit?
Right, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I saw Buff Lifesavers said, olives are really aliens, which so aliens with tags.
Wait, so
tags?
they call illegal aliens olives now. I guess that's what you're saying.
But the tag, so they're aliens, but there's a tag on them, a red tag on the alien. Is that right?
Okay, so when they come in and they know they're illegal, they put the red tag on them.
Wait,
No, they hide. They become an olive.
I thought we were talking
Aliens
about space
become
aliens.
somehow they hide. When you're not looking at them, they're aliens. But then they.
Well,
I don't know
shape-shifting aliens probably can just become any shape they want.
But why the sticker?
And
why
they need the tag so they know
why the tag?
who's who.
Well, they're all the same. It says the same warning label, and the tag. You got to.
Well,
I don't know. Are we
languages,
eating
though, right?
aliens? I'm confused.
Okay.
Well, maybe that's why we shouldn't. Maybe why we should eat around them.
Maybe Kiara is an alien.
Yeah, and she Buffalo Lifesaver even says like the Greeks have smaller teeth, so they're able to nibble around that, and then like remove the warning label with the proper PPE, right, Tony?
You want the mesh gloves, so if you bite on your fingers, you don't. And then the self, what are they called? Like for
adhesive.
Adhesive, yeah.
No, like
duct
so
tape.
you don't get sick from
Self.
putting your fingers in your mouth.
Medicating.
So like Clorox bleach or something.
Self-adhesive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Selfie.
Tony, do we have another question?
The second question, also from Kiara, age 10. What does dragon fruit taste like? And I'm thinking, off the top of my head, it tastes like dragons, which, what does that taste like? It tastes like chicken, probably, right?
Probably like a red meat.
Probably.
Well, you have
Red meat?
the
It tastes more
story.
red?
I think so.
Then what?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't see dragon being well chicken. It seems like a nice sirloin steak.
Well, St. George slayed a dragon. We have the story about this, like, he was so brave and everything like that. I mean, that's what they did. I don't think he was anything
He slayed
special.
a dragon fruit, Jay.
He what?
He slayed a dragon fruit.
No, he slayed it for the food. I
got
mean,
cut
it's
off.
like chicken.
Huh.
What?
Manuscript got cut off. It's
Really?
dragon fruit.
It did?
Yeah, like the Dead Sea Scroll thing.
Right, they were missing some letters.
They found the other
Piece.
piece.
It's dragon fruit.
Oh, and it was
Right.
missing the fruit.
The fruit part.
okay.
The
Oh,
fruit,
fruit. Dragon
yeah.
fruit. 2 words.
Which makes a lot more sense. I mean, it's hard to slay an actual dragon.
Yeah.
But a dragon
Fruit,
fruit's easier.
yeah, it doesn't move
Right.
too fast, right?
Have you eaten a dragon fruit? What is a dragon fruit?
I
look
don't
like?
know.
I mean, it's in a story.
Yeah.
I don't.
I've never caught one either, or slayed one.
I never ate one.
Maybe he slayed the last one.
Did this
Oh,
kid
interesting.
make up dragon fruit? I never heard of this before.
Who's the
I mean,
kid? This is a
there's-
manuscript.
I mean, I've tried bananas, apples. I mean, lots of fruit, like
You
endless,
slayed-
like
you slayed
oranges, tangerines,
Mandarins.
pears.
Jay, are you just naming fruit and then really quickly in its succession? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just saying,
ninja.
I eat fruit all the time.
Yeah.
I know my fruit. I've never heard of a dragon fruit before.
Just because you haven't heard of it,
We've
doesn't
got
mean
a
it doesn't
couple of
exist.
people who apparently have had it before.
With the dragon fruit?
The dragon fruit, yeah. Buffalo Lifesaver says it's spicier than chicken with the fire and all makes it spicier. So,
I think you just mix it with your favorite sauces and seasonings. That would make it spicy.
well, you might want to make it more mild if it's already spicy, right?
Maybe.
Blue cheese would.
But I
probably
mean,
work.
it's obviously he slayed it, so clearly it was dangerous. So it must have been hot.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're talking about fire with this thing. They're talking about spikes with this thing. Thing is like there are some people that can't eat meat, and they're going to eat this fruit, and they're going to get sick because you're all saying it tastes like chicken, and this is supposed to be fruit. you're supposed to have a certain portion of fruit a day.
Protein.
And if I go for this and I'm not going to get my portion, and why are we calling it a dragon fruit? Like this, someone needs to be
shaped like a
called
dragon,
here.
right?
And it comes from a dragon, right?
There
I don't
needs
know.
to be
I don't know.
government action. There needs to be testing. We need recalls because people are going to get sick.
COVID
Whoa,
testing,
whoa.
Jay?
It could be that. We may need to test for that.
Rabies?
Rabies, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we testing for and why are we doing this? Well, I mean, he slayed it. We're done, right? Aren't we done?
what? I guess.
What are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Did
What's
someone
going on?
mention mandarins? I guess we're not allowed to do
I
that
said that.
anymore. Okay, you're not. It's
Why not?
it's a racial slur.
Oh.
So, all right. All right, Tony. We have another question, or are we?
The last question from Kiara is age 10. Who invented popcorn?
Mr.
Oh,
Popcorn?
the pop, Mr.
Jiffy.
Pop,
First.
Mr. Pop,
Sir Popcorn.
Jiffy.
Pop,
The third.
Pop, Colonel Pop.
Orville
popped
Redenbacher
it.
might have, right? I mean, who are all the popcorn kings?
Or was it the Boy Scouts?
Oh, I bet the
Boy Scouts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a collective effort. That takes a lot of great minds to invent a snack as good as popcorn.
yeah.
I mean, did it just dry one day and then they cooked it and it popped? And is it by an accident?
Oh, you think it was just like laying on the ground and then it
Clearly,
got hot?
corn's got dried. Yeah.
Like
Well-
a bunch of Boy Scouts were bored. They threw it near a fire and bah,
People
Oh.
are.
like the seeds.
I think some people are saying like the Indians did it, but then I'm thinking, wait a minute, is this like Native American Indians or is this the Indian Indians? So, if the Indian Indians did it, do we have curry popcorn, which I would personally like who invented it?
Maybe we should check the Dead Sea Scrolls and see if
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
makes
All right.
reference to.
that's where you check
Okay,
that
yeah, Tony,
information.
good idea. Yeah, I'm with you.
If you just noticed you're watching Issuenight, we're going to get on to our next set of issues, and these are law enforcement issues. All right. So, Tony, what new law enforcement laws? I think that has to do with speeding, right?
Yeah, actually,
Oh, sorry
I
about
got this,
that.
Jay. So, yeah, police, this is from the Wire. The police are now offering self-serve stations to issue yourself speeding tickets. So it's fully automated. If you sense that you're speeding, you pull yourself over. I don't know. We got to talk about like what that means. Are we all going to have to carry like lights and stuff to pull ourselves over because you don't want people to crash? And then you give yourself a speeding ticket. They'll have ATM, or there's ATMs. You can pull over, type your code in, and it'll automatically issue a speeding ticket.
So it'd be like a one-stop, maybe at the rest stops.
Right. They're trying to get away. They're trying to defund the police still. They want less police. So instead, you're going to have to basically pull yourself over. Say, I'm speeding. Pull yourself over and give yourself a ticket.
It's probably more cost-effective,
Yeah,
right?
Well,
Because you're already in the vehicle. You don't have to pay for vehicles. You don't have to pay for somebody else.
Right.
They have to pay for the programming and the ATM
You do.
machines and
You do.
stuff.
You got maintenance.
Right, maintenance
true.
and programming of that stuff, and then the money transfer fees. I'm
Right.
sure there's.
Well, no, not now. Part of Easy Pass is you easy ticket. So easy ticket, you just it's a thing. You can pull over to the ATM and then it issues you a ticket.
We have a picture, Mike. If you want to.
That's those are bubble hockey players, Jay. Oh, here I got you. Okay,
Got
there.
it. All right.
So that's Illinois tickets. Okay, yeah, there you go. The
Oh,
yellow
yeah.
button.
yeah.
But this is
Yeah.
the one when you go inside. A lot of people don't like that. People like the drive-through version. So you go to the throughway, and you got the exits. You go there, pull over, then you get basically drive-through. Your easy ticket thing registers the ticket. I mean, you have to type in the speed you're going to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
mean, it's the honor system though. I mean,
Well, the new Easy Ticket, I think you're right, is better because they got the Easy Pass lane if you're not speeding,
Right.
and if you're going to speed, you go into Easy Ticket
Easy
lane,
Ticket lane, right.
and then it registers
Right.
and bills you accordingly, and then sends you the summons for
right.
the
Yeah,
and
it
it actually
appearance
just
That's
ticket.
great.
it
'cause,
just
like-
takes it out of your easy ticket account.
Yeah, and I think the first thing everyone wants to do, especially after driving for a long commute after a long day at work, is to personally pay off their tickets themselves, right? I think this is going to help a lot of people out and really make a positive difference in the world.
Now I'm thinking of not pulling myself over. I'm thinking like I'll never pull myself over. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do that, right? Like if you knew,
I don't know. I
if
mean-
you were going 66 and a 65, like you would just go do it, right? Because everyone wants to do it.
I'm
Just pay
just
it off,
thinking
get it over with.
I'm lazy. I'm just thinking I won't pull myself over.
You won't get around to it.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
you know what? Next time.
You know what, Mike? Though I think
I don't condone speeding. I'm just saying. I don't know if I'll, pull myself over.
Mike, I think you're in the minority. You might
call
be
me a minority?
Well, you might be a minority, but you're in the minority because I think most people are going to be excited about pulling themselves over. Buffalo Lifesaver is a great question. Like, do you have to be using the speeding lane for the easy ticket? And that's right. You get in the speeding lane. That's the joy of it. Like, hey, I need to get here. I'm going to speed, and at the end of it, I'm going to write myself a ticket. And this is a win-win for everyone. I get to be where I am quicker, and I get to write my own ticket. I'm in control of myself.
It's more of
I'm
a
my own
transaction.
person.
It's more of a transaction.
Who doesn't want to write their own ticket? I mean,
Right.
that's
And I heard there's a free trial program coming out too, where people can just pay for tickets and they don't even have to speed to get them. They're just being offered. So you can just pay them. I mean, that's just
So like a
So is there-
coupon code thing? You
yeah,
get
kind of like
they
just go
sell-
pay for a ticket and just see the benefits.
is that
Or
the-
there's pay it forward. You buy other people. You pay for other people's tickets.
Oh, that'd be a great Christmas gift.
Yeah.
That would. But the great thing about it, it's fundraising for the state. So the state's like, hey, we overspent again. We need more money. Does anyone want to issue themselves tickets? You want to bid on a ticket? Things like that.
It's interesting you brought that up. This is all part of Hochul's plan to raise more money. They're actually going to be asking for donations.
You said it's a hopeless plan to.
Hochul, she's your governor. Hochul.
Why is she hopeless though? Why is that her name?
Actually, it's Hochul, like as in a make that sound. Just like that. Yeah. So, that's just give yourself the high mark, Jay. But no, it's a whole plan to raise money. They want to ask money. Can you help us out? We're really not able to manage our funds. We're really not able to control our spending. We're spending money on useless things. Can you help us out? Can you give us money? We have these programs.
So they're actually putting a plea out for people to speed so that we can self-pay
That's
and raise
one
some
way.
money.
All right,
Yeah.
Arms of the father's arms, some arms out there. Anyways, he says, is ticket tax deductible? The answer is no. They don't have enough money as it is, so they're not going to give you a discount on your taxes. The point is to get you to pay something that you shouldn't have to pay for in the first place because you had nothing to do with the decision to bankrupt the state.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right. So the ticket itself is a tax, and you can be taxed on tax, and at the end of the year, you'll be taxed for that in New York State.
Yeah, and you got to declare it, right, Tony?
Well, you're not allowed to have double taxation.
You actually are allowed to
So,
in New York State. I've seen it.
Well, you're not allowed double. It went all the way to Supreme Court. So what they decided to do is to triple tax you.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
So
Sure.
they get around, the whole, because who wants to be doubled up? But triple.
Right.
I mean, sure.
Pot committed.
Okay. Hopefully that solves the issue. So if you're, decide to use the speeding lane, make sure you write your ticket, make sure it's legible, make sure it's payable to the state of New York. If you just joined us, you're watching Issue Night. We talk about important and serious issues of the day. So why don't we get on to our next set of issues, which, quite honestly, we did do the mascot one. So let's bring this up.
Yeah.
We have a mascot update, and I'm going to turn this over to Pearl. What's going on?
Yeah, so we all know it is. I don't want to timestamp this video. It's November. It's election season, and one of the big elections right now is obviously who's going to be president of the fast food chains. So we used to have the long renowned
Sorry, Jay. I ate them all.
Dairy Queen.
What about Dairy Queen?
Dairy Queen.
I'm gonna turn you up.
May she rest in. I don't know if she's just retired, right? Now there's a couple
Right back.
contenders right now. It's still like a primary election right now, but if we have a little graphic, we have a representation. Okay, so we got a couple people in the running. Not pictured here is the Burger King himself. He has experience in obviously running a kingdom, but big politicians getting into the ring. We got the girl from Wendy's, Wendy herself, and Sir Ronald McDonald.
Did you say Windy?
Wendy.
Wendy?
Her name is Wendy.
You said
Wait,
Wendy.
Sir Ronald McDonald, like he's knighted?
Yes.
So he's knighted. Well, look at this picture. I mean, that.
Yes. We have there's some other independents there. We got Jack in the Box. We have the Colonel,
That is a girl.
Colonel Sanders.
McDonald's.
And we do have the Mr. Caesar himself from Little Caesars, who I believe was emperor at one point. So we got a lot of backgrounds coming into
Okay.
this election, and I think it's getting pretty heated. It's
And
getting
they're
pretty close.
all running.
No.
They are all running.
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
For president of
That guy
yeah,
upper
the
left
fast
with the
foods.
smile and the cone
Jack in the Box.
coming outside. That is just
That's Jack.
scary. That is just
Oh.
scary.
Yeah.
That's Jack in the Box. So he's got a
Jack.
styrofoam head.
It's like a unicorn thing, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
Jackal
a-
corn.
Yeah.
Is that up to appeal to
Man
girls?
head.
That might be to appeal to girls. They like
I think so.
unicorns. They'll buy anything, read, color anything that's a unicorn.
Well, I think most of the attention is going right now to Wendy. Wendy has been pretty active on social
You say
media.
windy. You keep saying windy.
Wendy.
Windy.
And especially because the next closest opponent is Ronald McDonald. She's been calling out Ronald McDonald a lot, talking about
Where's that?
All right, this
frozen
is
I'm
frozen
lost.
meats instead of being fresh meat,
I can't find it.
awful
There's-
pricing schemes, and Ronald's trying to fight back, but it's I don't think it's really speaking to the people the way Ronald
Okay.
wants it to.
what. But Ronald, like this is a girl, Ronald McDonald. Like this, I don't know if it's Ronald or Rihanna.
This might be a
or
bad political cartoon
Rhea.
of the actual
Oh,
nominees.
I mean, is this who's running? Like, hey, Ronald McDonald doesn't have time to run, so I'm just gonna get my wife doing it, and she's gonna carry around a baby. Like, this isn't convincing me.
Is that kid like aging? The guy on the left? Is he just rapid aging?
That's
Is it,
the
why does he
colonel.
have it?
That's
Illness?
correct.
Yeah,
Does he have
Mike,
an
he has that
illness?
disease. Remember Ralph Macchio? He is in that movie,
Ralph
and
Macchio.
he aged really quick,
Right.
and that's the
And
that's
maybe
what
the
happens.
girl on the lower right, is like Mork and Mindy and aged backwards. Was an old person and shrunk.
oh yeah. Who is the guy?
Jonathan Winters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's lying.
Yeah,
anymore.
Arms of the Father says he may be scary, but that's his foreign policy, which is interesting.
Who's foreign policy?
I'm not sure who's referring to. Maybe Ronald.
No, the Jack in the Box.
Oh, Jack.
The unicorn.
Ronald's
Guys,
pretty scary looking
or-
too.
Actually, he's
Um,
bicorned.
Yeah, and Anna brings up a very important issue about something that's really heated, the really heated debate between square patties for burgers and round patties for burgers. Right,
They say
one of the
square
biggest-
ones taste better.
The round ones taste better.
Totally, because if the corner, gets off, you have this four corners that go off the round. You generally don't have square buns, but
Yeah.
if you have a round bun, the corners go off. It doesn't taste as
And
good.
but what if that
you're
meat
eating
isn't
more
fresh?
bread?
You're eating less bread. You're eating less bread when you eat the corner.
Isn't that
Do you get more
good?
cheese?
I mean, shouldn't you eat less bread?
No, but I'm saying like you want consistency, or when you bite each bite.
Unless that patty exceeds the circumference of the lower bun.
Oh, you mean if it's
that's
smaller?
If
Kinda
it's smaller, then
hangs
now
off
you're
the
eating more
side.
bread. I don't want more bread. I didn't
Oh.
order a hamburger, right? I didn't order a bread burger. I ordered a hamburger.
You did. I don't think you ordered anything. We're just talking here, but yeah, that's the idea, right? So,
Yeah. Buffalo Lifesavers, the real Ronald passed away, but they don't want anyone to know. That's his daughter, hoping no one will notice. I don't know if that's confirmed or not.
So it's a lookalike.
Well, I think
look-
that's just rumors on the internet.
look
We
not
can't
alike.
confirm that.
I mean, is that
information.
legal though?
lips
Can you
are
run a
overdone there.
surrogate? Can you be like, I'm not going to be out there campaigning. I'm going to run my surrogate. So
Well, how would anyone know? I mean, how would you enforce
I
that?
mean, it looks like a girl. I'm not fooled by that. Like that's a girl.
That's subjective. I mean, the real Ronald could have looked like a girl.
He kind of does.
is so all these people are running for president?
Yes, that is correct. Everyone,
don't-
including the baby.
Don't you need to be 35 to run for president of the United States?
Not for fast food. This is a different position. This is fast food president.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, and Buffalo Lifesaver's good point is like the Jack in the Box, though, his head is scary. He is dressed professionally. If you really want to block out his head, like it does look like he's taking the job seriously. But then when you look at his head, then you kind of don't know if he's going to take it seriously or
Yeah, that smile. I mean,
It's
most of them are just.
Well, the Colonel looks pretty well
riveting.
dressed too. I mean, bringing the bolo, I think that's called, around his neck.
Bolo.
Is it called a bolo? I think it's called a bolo.
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 B-O-L-O?
Jake, can you look that up, please? Jake, can you
Double
go
check that.
Yeah.
Thought that
Look
was
that
like
up right now.
a
Go to a different
sword
tab.
or-
Go to a
Oh,
different tab.
What is it
Let's do
again?
a search on Bolo. I think he honestly this
Bolo tie. I think bolo tie.
I'm calling you out.
Yeah,
man.
bolo tie, it's right
I'm
there.
calling you out.
right there.
I don't think it's anything.
With wedding.
Where? Shit.
Yeah.
That's a bolo tie.
That's a bolo.
a large single-edged knife used in the Philippines.
Bolo.
Bolo.
All right, we were close.
Bear claw bolo tie.
Yeah.
Sounds dangerous.
And to be fair, back to the point, I mean, Little Caesar is dressed as a Roman emperor. I mean, I would argue just as serious.
He's.
But again, I mean, independent party.
Why did he have
right?
the letter G a bunch of times, like on its back?
GG. I think for good game. I think it's an arrogance thing.
Yeah. All right. So when they become president of fast food, what can they do? What is their power?
Well, I mean, ultimately, their goal is to
World domination?
Well, they're commander in chief of the foods, right? All the major foods.
The major
making
food groups?
It's to ensure world peace amongst the fast foods.
Pizza.
Yes, the Caesars,
One of them.
the Domino's, pizza, burgers,
Burger,
fries, ice cream, desserts.
Pop.
Yeah, and the other thing is to see the local economy. So
To
that
feed the local economy?
not to essentially, but they want the economy to prosper under their reign.
All right, well, here's the
Their
thing:
term.
is I've been promised taquitos on a menu somewhere, and I've not
Calling
seen
you out.
taquitos
Calling
yet.
you out. Taquito, Tony. Look it up.
So taquitos
on
are
it.
You know, that might be
they're
fun.
not on any menu, and I've been writing into these candidates year after year. You know, when are they going to deliver? Do they not deliver? Is this just hey?
Aren't these guys all competitors, Jay? Don't they all compete against each other? So why would I want Ronald McDonald to be the president of the mascots? Are these mascots? What are we talking about?
Yeah, the president of the fast foods.
If they're going to
Why?
get me taquitos, then yeah, I mean they can be president, but there's no taquitos.
We want to ensure that there is order
That's a word.
amongst the fast food restaurants so they don't destroy themselves. It's essential.
How do you
for-
even spell taquitos?
I got taquido.
Oh
Right,
my gosh,
It
that
might
is a
be.
word.
That's cocaine.
See, that
it's
is a
got
word.
Q. Yeah.
Taquitos is a word.
See, those look good. And nowadays, what you got to do, you got
With a
to
Q,
go to a
that's why.
store. I got to get in my car. There's no drive-through. I got to get out of my car. I got to go to the frozen section. The box is cold. I got to bring it home. I got to keep it cold. Put it in a freezer.
Taquitos.
Then I got to preheat my oven. This takes forever. It's like 2 hours before I get taquitos, and all I want to do is go through a drive-through.
Why is that guy there?
That's a different issue,
There we
Mike.
go.
So, yeah.
yeah. Anna in the chat says, "Fast food draft go." I will take Five Guys for my first pick.
Five Guys.
Five Guys.
I don't see Five Guys there.
So now
1,
they compete
2,
in sports.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Is-
Well, you don't count the baby and the girl. I wouldn't count the baby as a guy. It could be a girl baby, so that'd be Five Guys.
All right, so who won? Who won the election, Jay? Who?
Well, we still don't know yet. We still.
Why not?
Well,
Then
the
we just,
primaries
had,
are still
we just had
running.
election day.
It's a dead heat. It's
coming up.
I think they're
I think.
still
maybe?
counting. Maybe.
Yeah, it's been counting for a while. I think the mail-in ballots are still coming.
All right. Why don't we get on to our last issue, and we like to call this the bubble hockey issue.
Oh, bubble hockey.
And sorry, I'll get that out. This year, the bubble hockey players are now saying they accept Christmas gifts, but as we know, because they're in a bubble, that presents a lot of problems. So we just need to discuss this, guys. I mean, how can they make this happen? First of all, I don't know if this is ethical. They're actually requesting quarters. They're like, if you give us anything, give us a quarter.
But that's what they already get, Jay. They get quarters.
I get quarters.
So is
think
this a
it's
scam?
periods.
Is this like, hey, it's Christmas, feel sorry for us, give us quarters?
Or maybe they mean sleeping quarters.
I never thought of.
Maybe they just
Thought
want a
of
place
that.
to sleep. Maybe they want to get off the ice. I mean, they've been standing a long time.
Maybe they just can't think of anything else. That's all they know.
Like you ask them
Yeah.
a question, what's your favorite color? Quarter.
Quarter.
I mean, that's all you need. A quarter.
Quarter. I mean,
That-
you either got to give them a quarter or something shaped like a quarter, because how else are you going to get it in there?
Maybe they only want a quarter of something. Maybe that's all they want. A quarter.
Like a quarter pounder.
Whatever you give me for Christmas, I want a quarter of it.
That could depend on the results of the election too. Right, the quarter pound.
All right, so let's break this down. If they want a quarter pounder, assuming we get it in the bubble, assume we have the security bits that get the bubble off, and we can get that in there. How do they divide it up, and then how do they ingest it? That's
I don't even know how you get it in there, other than cutting it in, like I said, in quarter-shaped pieces and then putting in the slot.
No. I think you guys are all mistaken here. Okay, it's not quarter pounder. They actually want to court her. They're talking about a girl. They want to court her.
Oh.
To marry her.
There's a
They,
bubble
they,
girl?
there- There's all these guys want to get married. They want to court her. Court.
so. Wait, they're
C-O-U-R-T,
asking. Okay, so
H-E-R
let's bring this up. Let's bring up the image here.
That's not right. There you go.
So these bubble hockey players are all male. So they want a female bubble hockey player.
They want to date and marry. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it's not clear what they want. They want courters.
They want a bubble wife in their bubble
A
community
bubble
with
wife.
their bubble children. The bubble hockey players.
bubble children.
Where are they going to be? Because there's no slots for them.
think
And the thing is, now do I have to work them? Do I have to be playing the game and then like move the lever a little bit more so that the baby can feed or the mom can feed the baby in the stands, or they can move their arm and wave to them? You know, I have enough problems trying to get one hand on the goalie lever and the other hand on my right winger and trying to get that puck, and then it gets jammed behind the ice, whatever they didn't Zamboni it enough, and there's an ice jam on the corner.
Side, yeah.
And now I got to worry about like waving to these players and giving them encouragement. Like,
No, I think they're gonna do the little chest thing. Jay, that thing on the chest.
Strap the baby to
The baby to the
guy or the
guy
gal,
thing.
yeah.
Chest strap.
Exactly. Chest strap.
Yeah, and I think like when they get married, you can move them both down the aisle, or the one would go down the aisle, and then they both come back, right? You just got to move them.
But
through
are they really
the-
ever together? They're never really together. They never can be together. It's the game. It separates. It's stay in your own lane. It's like we can do this, but you know what? Just keep you at arms or a stick's length. Keep everyone from a stick's length away. Like don't let anybody get too close, Jay. Don't let them. Don't, Jay. Don't do it.
That's real sad.
so Buffalo Lifesavers, good question. Like, could you make like a quarter shaped girl and stick it in the slot so the female players can maybe get into the coin slot, so you don't have to worry about the bubble? Maybe
Would they
Tony.
court her?
Quarter her.
Quarter the quarter.
Quarter her. Quarter. Yeah. The
Yeah.
Quartee.
Quarter her quarter.
So Quartee. Would that make her a quartee?
And plural would be
Quarter
quartai.
and right, because there's more than one. So you'd have lots of
Quartais.
pieces of quartiles. Yeah.
Okay.
Put in the slot. I mean that's one way of getting them in, a little piece at a time.
What?
You have to rebuild them.
Rebuild what?
The quartees.
Cortese.
Cortese,
Isn't he
yeah.
like a French explorer or something like Cortese?
Cortese. Yeah.
Cortez?
Yeah, Emily's got a good point. I mean, maybe they can be ejected through the coin slot. So you put in your quarters and you're like, all right, the fans come out and it just shoots them out. And Buffalo Lifesavers, good point, like Sacagawea coins, right? Because they're female coins, and they may be worth something though. The only thing is the theft. I'm worried about the theft. Like, people see all these coins in there, they're like, oh, maybe they get stolen, and so they're
Shake the hockey table and get them to.
and trying to get them
Slide out
back
the
down the
slide or
slot, down through the pipe, and then
So basically, they wanted Christmas gifts and they asked for quarters. We don't know what that means. They ask for anything else, Jay? Anything else they ask for?
I mean,
you don't just ask for one Christmas gift. You usually have three, like a number one. And usually, like in our family, it's like, something you want, something you need, and then something Santa gives you that you don't probably want or need.
Yeah, what's
get
Santa
this.
going to do when it gets to the bubble? And
well,
He
the
can't
thing
get
is,
through, but
right.
what do you give these guys? Are we assuming they're men? They're toys. Do you get them another toy, or are they just like, I am this. I don't need this. There's plenty of.
I'm not. I'm a
Toys.
toy. Don't give me a toy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure someone might want a scarf. Probably gets cold in there at night.
Some heated pads.
Yeah.
Hand warmers.
Hand warmers, of course. Yeah.
Like muscle relaxant, things like that.
The problem is a few of these players have asked for different jerseys. Like, hey, can you give us, like, some guys are wearing like old Nordique jerseys and things like that. And then when I'm playing, I'm like, I don't know who I'm passing to. Like, I've never seen this guy before. I didn't think the Quebec Nordiques play in the bubble now, and I guess now they do. But there's only 2 players with that. Is that a separate team? It's kind of confusing.
I didn't catch what you said, Jay.
All right. Follow me. If they get uniforms and we have different uniforms on different players, that's going to be confusing. Like, you're not going to know who to pass to. You're not going to, if someone scores, who is that?
Let me understand. So I have a jersey, and then you have a jersey, and they're different colors.
You're a jersey.
And you're not on my team, so I can't pass it to you?
No. If they ask for jerseys and somehow the jersey gets in there, no. Buffalo Lifesavers.
You're from New Jersey?
No, and Buffalo Lifesavers, no, not CCCP jerseys. They already have a team that's already on the ice. They're not going to ask for that. They're probably going to want, I don't know, Ranger jerseys or something.
They're going to want
like
a different
that.
jersey, or maybe they want to change a jersey because some of those jerseys look a mess.
All right. Well, they haven't changed their jerseys in a while.
Maybe Santa would get them a jersey because they don't really want that.
Tony, how would they even change their jersey if these are painted on, right?
Painted on, yeah. So just different coat of paint, different colors, different logo.
Then they're wearing like two jerseys.
Would you want to use a primer first when you painted that?
Well, you could strip off the old, get some rubbing compound or whatever that is.
They used to do oil based, but they're pretty much just doing latex based now.
Well, it was originally lead based, but that was dangerous. So.
Well, they had the lead on. They lasted a long time, but that's what they're painted on, lead. The original guys.
All right. Well, this is now we're getting Christmas ideas that are practical. Like they need paint remover. They need probably paint thinner. They probably need some type of medical supplies for their lead poisoning that they've been having.
Because it's like a bad filling. The metal fillings. I have them. Back here.
Yeah.
Like the old ones.
You can get them removed, Mike, and you'll actually remember more things if that happens.
What?
And they want to play in real grass, according to our commenters here. So.
They want to play ice hockey on real grass, Tony?
Instead of
Bubble
turf,
hockey. Yeah.
Instead of turf ice.
Oh.
Well, that's the latest raise. They're covering. Yeah, all the high schools are covering their ice with turf and that. So yeah,
it's like I always wondered the lacrosse players. They just get to run. It seems so wrong that they get to run. Don't you think, Jay?
Well,
lacrosse players get to run.
Don't
you know what I'm saying? Like they should skate,
but
it seems wrong.
Well, if they skated, that would be on grass.
But if you're I'm just saying they can't skate.
You can't skate on grass.
Okay. So Arms of the Father, I heard they are going to unionize if they don't get all the same size sticks. The centers have longer sticks by an inch. No, the wingers have longer sticks because they have to get into the corners, because if they don't get to the corners and your puck sits there and then it blinks ice, and then when it blinks ice, your game's about to end. It's just not fair. And then people are pounding the glass trying to get the puck over, and that's not fair to the players. It's not fair to the coins that are in the audience.
But Jay, why don't they just make the ice surface smaller so the sticks would be smaller in the corner, or make it more round?
It's regulation, Mike. You got to play. It's not I'm not gonna.
Somebody can have it like the centerman have the big long stick, the goalie. Everyone's got the same stick.
Yeah, but the problem is if they're too long, then they get jammed between the player's legs, and then you can't move them, and then and then you're sliding with the other guy.
Everything's interconnected, so you change one thing, it messes something else up. So,
but what does it have to do with Christmas gifts at all? What are you talking about? How do we get off Christmas gifts? What do they want? What are their demands? Is it demand? Are they just asking? Are they asking Santa? What's going on here?
Well, it's a good point. Arms and Fathers bringing up a good point. Like maybe they need new sticks. They're like this guy here. If we're looking, like this stick is actually, is an oversized stick.
That's not real.
Well, it's not regulation.
That's not even a.
I would call use one of my challenges for that one.
Me too.
Yeah.
Get this little stick machine thing. Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
What's he holding?
No, he's trying
it's
to
just
cheat,
a different game. It's like a replica. It's not even a real ZP player.
I can't even tell the difference.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It could be a Russian,
it's
but
like a ranger.
normally they're red. But
looks like Gilbert Perot a little bit.
A little bit.
Kind of bit,
Man.
Okay, I think that's all we got. And we just want to thank everyone. Want to thank everyone in the chat room for participating.
Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe and join us again for another edition of Issue.